Evening all. Some more Reliant stuff. Been planning on building a 850 engine and a gearbox as a spare if I get any problems with the 750 I've got currently fitted. But this is the engine that the piston rings went on. And I got the head up about this far and it would not shift. So I got a bit angry and I fucking cut that bolt off. And I've tried everything I can, all sorts of tricks. I cannot get that fucking stud out. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got this block from another 850 I picked up that was seized. I was lied to on the advert. He told me it had just been sat. It wasn't. It was fucked. I mean, there's and your big end bearings. You can see how fucked that is. But unfortunately, I think it's that cylinder has a crack in the liner. So I think what I'm going to do is take the crank and the liners and the cam out of this block, stick them in this one because this is all seized up. It could just be gummed up. I'll have a look. So the main bearings that were in the seized one, I mean, they don't look too bad. They haven't spun, thankfully. So I've got the correct caps for that block. Obviously I'll use the main bearings out of this. The only issue with this block is it ran lovely, but there is, I don't know if you can see that, probably not. There's a bit too much end float in the crank. But I need to measure that and I should be able to sort that out with a shim or some of the other bearings I've got. And hopefully I can get another spare engine. I mean, I've done 3,000 odd miles, 3,500, the 750 so far, and it hasn't missed a beat, apart from dying on me in the rain Friday. About 4 times it conked out, eventually started again, but I think that's because when I put the bonnet scoop in, I got a load of water run up in the fucking pissing down rain I was driving through. But yeah, I want a spare engine and gearbox ready just in case. So I've got the block there. I've got some gearbox internals that are not much good. I've got a gearbox housing, but I'd like to pick up another one and rebuild it. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. Bit of fishing and plenty of drinking. Until next time. Anyway, that's the lifters, the liners, the cam bearings that was called to fuck, and the cam out. And there are a few spots. I don't know if it'll show up on camera or not. If I can find one. But the lobes are quite pitted and rusted in places. And it might clean up and be useful, but I know that the cam in this engine that I'm taking a crank out of is in a lot better nick. So next job, either find a machine shop that they can bake this and spray it and get all of this fucking crud off, because this is fucking minging, covered in shit, or find a big ass bucket and a fuckload of old contaminated diesel and petrol or something, let it soak and give it a clean up. But I'll clean that up first. That's all been coated in WD-40, so it's not going to rust. Get this all cleaned up, order new cam bearings, main bearings, big end bearings, chuck all them in there, get the crank in, set the end float. I've got a decent set of pistons that were out of my 850 yellow top engine, but I will get a new set of rings to go in them. I've got a couple of water pumps laying around that, fucking oil pumps that might be alright. But to be fair, for the sake of 30 quid, I'll buy a new oil pump to go in it. You'll see, whole gasket set, clean out all the fucking crud. that's fucking the years of caked in shit that's in here. So yeah, that's as far as I've got at the moment. Need to order parts and get this cleaned.